Hey everybody, welcome to Whispers in Ink, and for today's video we are going to make a variation of this card. Now if you missed my previous video, I showed you how to make a template for your Stamparatus. In mine I laminated it. You guys, it's just those little laminating sheets. Nothing fancy. You don't need a laminator because they're sticky as heck. So just those sheets that go together. So it worked like a charm. This is the exact template that I made in the previous video. There will be a link in the description so that you can find it in case you missed it. But here's what we're going to do. We are going to be using our Stamparatus, and you need both sides, and you're going to need obviously both of your magnets. For the card that we're making, I'm going to use this big flower and these little, plus I'm going to use those leaves. Oh my gosh, you guys, I'm so excited. So this is why I say we're going to do a variation. I want to use Whisper White this time. And I'm going to walk you through how to set up your Stamparatus. This piece of Whisper White is a 3 7/8 by 3 7/8. I'm going to use, our colors that we're going to use are Highland Heather, Calypso Coral, and Pear Pizzazz. Those are the colors we're going to use. So obviously my coral piece is 4 by 4 and my Highland Heather piece is 4 1/8 by 4 1/8. And then I have Whisper White thick for my card base. So let's get started using our 3 7/8 by 3 7/8. Yes, it's going to be a little bit smaller than our 4 by 4, but that's okay. So we're going to lock that into place. How I usually set up my Stamparatus, and remember, we're going to not make the wreath go round. We're going to make a wreath so that our sentiment goes in the middle. But this can be used both ways because I use this same style to make this wreath. And this one is Purple Posy for the base, Highland Heather, I want to say Garden Green, Pear Pizzazz, and Mango Melody are our colors for this wreath. Now, I only used the 4 points, which is why this kind of looks a little more square. But that's all on stamp placement, you guys. I really liked the kind of square look. It was a little bit different. So, but for this one, this card, you can see I did all of my wreath building on the edges of the top layer. And again, our 4 corners with our flower, and then I filled in with the leaves to make it look a little bit rounder. And of course there's Winkastella on there. So we're going to do similar placement that I did the last time. I really love how that card turned out, you guys. So we're going to set up our Stamparatus, and there we go. Okay, so make sure that we're somewhat center, you guys. Don't sweat the small stuff, seriously, okay? Don't sweat if it's not exactly in the middle. It's not going to make that much of a difference. Make sure, though, that everything's in the corner and that you're close. If you're one of those that has to be exact, get over it. I love you, but this is not exact, you guys. It's supposed to be fun. That's all that I want to say. So we're going to ink up our first stamp. And yes, I could have used so I didn't get the shadowing, I could have used a Highland Heather Stampin' Spot. So we're gonna stamp our first flower. Hold it down for 3 seconds so you get a good image. Oh, how pretty that is. Love it. Love it, love it. I'm looking for my chamois. Looking for my chamois. Just so we can be tidy and we don't have to sweat the small stuff. Now I'm gonna place, yeah, I almost lost my flower. Now we're gonna place this flower, you guys, and I'm gonna place it in this corner here. And I'm gonna then, because that's about where I want it to be, I'm gonna bring my lid down and I'm going to pick up the stamp. Be super careful. Make sure that your magnets stay down. And the next color that we're bringing in is the coral. And we're gonna stamp this. Just like this. Again, hold down for 3 seconds. Pick this up. Oh, so pretty. Okay, pull your magnets away. Remember, don't let the magnets touch. And we're gonna go 1/4 of a turn. And it doesn't matter which way you turn. It does not matter which way you stamp, in what order. Now that the template is situated, you can stamp any way you wish. So like now, because I had my hand on the coral still, I'm going to do my coral flower first. Just like this. And then I'm going to bring in my Highland Heather flower. Like this. All right, and we're going to do this 2 more times. You guys, the stamp set is retiring as of the 3rd of May. So if you love this stamp set, there is a shop link in the description and the item number is down there. You will not want to miss this. I love this stamp set, you guys. Sentiments and everything. They're so pretty, very girly. And I'm not typically super girly, but I do like my flowers, you guys. Whoops. I got my magnet a little bit too far over. There's that. And we got 1 more turn to go. Can you see it coming together, you guys? Oh my gosh. So make sure that if you stumbled upon this video, make sure that you subscribe, you guys, because I've got all kinds of good stuff coming up. I made myself a list of videos that I wanted to do. And you guys are going to love it. Last stamp with the Stamparatus. You could add your leaves in here if you wanted to, which is one of the things that I love about having the 2 different plates. But my goal with not doing that was I wanted to be able to create more of a rounder look. And I can do that easier with freehanded. So here's the best part, you guys. I don't know if you can tell because there's a little bit of glare, but I got a little over ink on that corner. And this is why I wanted to laminate it. The only thing with this laminating is that you got to be careful when you move your ink. You might get ink on the back side of your cardstock, but if you're careful, you should be good. All right, so there's our wreath template and the stamping that we've already done, but let's finish this up. I'm going to add in a couple of things. I'm putting my little flower that we used, I'm putting that on a block. In case I decide that I want to add in maybe like 1 or 2 or 3 more of those little flower buds, because I really like that little bud that's on here. So we can just add ink to that little bud. We'll bring in our piercing mat and we can loosely add in a couple of more buds. Super easy like that. And actually, I like that. And they don't have to be all the way. And it's what makes you happy, you guys. These are your cards. Just do it how it makes you happy. I like the odd numbers because it's a little more appealing to the eye. And there's the extra little flower buds. So I'm done with my coral. And we're done with our Highland Heather. But let's bring in our pear pizzazz. And I have my leaves, you guys, and I have one on one corner and one on the other. I'm assuming you can kind of see here. There you go. You can see those. Now I did that because I want to be able to go back and forth with what I need. So we're going to put a leaf in here. And I want to do a little green around that flower that I added. And it doesn't have to be super dominating, you guys. It can be like, so this one, I'm going to do just that 2-piece leaf. And I'm going to add just a tip of green down here. And the nice part is too, is that this leaf set, you guys, does not have a super long stem. So you don't have to worry about getting it all over. So what I'm talking about is that you can ink it and it still adds a lot of color, but it's not crazy long. We'll add that there. And I think we're just going to bring that in here. All right, so there's our stamping. Looking a little bit rounder, but here's where it's all going to pull together. I want to do birth, and let's make this straight, because when I stamped the last time, you guys, I didn't stamp it straight. Birthdays are the best days, which is a sentiment that is included in this stamp set. I have my Memento Black. Inking up my sentiment. And I think we're going to do, yep, definitely. We're going to put the birthdays are the best days in the middle. Still stamping on my piercing mat, you guys. Just like that. Oh, isn't that pretty? So we've got the contrast with the black with the color, and this one we've got the contrast with the white with the crumb cake. So pretty. All right, now let's put it all together, shall we? Move our piercing mat. And we'll bring in our pieces that I know I had here. Here they are. All right. Here's our layering pieces. We're going to go coral on the Highland Heather. And I'm going to put this straight on here. No dimensionals, but I'm going to put dimensionals on the back of this coral. So what we're going to do is we're going to pull in our multi-glue. Tape runner's fine. It's just what I had here. And because I have such a small reveal, I want to be able to situate it, which is what I love about the glue. Oh, you guys, this is so pretty. I don't know which one's my favorite. There we go. There's that. Bring in our regular full-size dimensionals. And we want no saggy bellies. I wish I remembered what the, I want to say it was an Australian demonstrator that said that. I heard it on a, I wish I could say, to give her credit, because I love it. It's either an Australian demonstrator or a British demonstrator. So there is, isn't that pretty? But we're not done yet. We're not done. All right. Grabbing my bone folder. Burnishing my edge. And you guys, here's our card. How pretty is that? And I think if you want, you can put glue on this, but I think, because I'm a rebel, I'm going to put dimensionals on this too. And again, one in the middle. And I'm going to leave the last one. I stamped the edges because that one is a fun fold, you guys. Because, and it was a happy accident. It worked out really nicely. And yes, you could make this a square card if you wanted to. There we go. But I think I'm just going to let that be the star. All right. So what I didn't do this time I did the Wink of Stella on the first one. But this time I'm going to bring in the Shimmer Spritzer. One of the girls that was in my live, because I created this in a live, you guys, she had mentioned how I didn't use the Shimmer Spritzer. So I'm going to use the Shimmer Spritzer on this one. I have, and yes, I'm doing it the whole thing. The card base and all. And I want to make sure, there we go. I want to make sure that we can get good spritzes. So make sure that you're aiming your spritzer part at the card and not your face, because I've done that too. Oh, okay. And then that needs to be let to dry. Oh, you guys, look how pretty. You'll be able to see those little flecks on that card base. Oh, so pretty. Okay, so that needs to dry. We don't want anything running on that. What are we going to do on the inside? I think what we're going to do is we're going to do just, I'm going to clean this, and we're actually going to change the color of this, and we're going to put this in the Highland Heather, and I'm going to use the Beautiful Friendship on the inside, but I'm going to mask off the I Love Our, just because it's a birthday card after all, right? All right, so we're all cleaned up. And I think we're going to do the sentiment first. And you guys, I like putting my stuff in different locations. I don't always put my sentiment in the middle, and I don't always put it, I like it in different spots, I guess. Again, I'm such a rebel. All right, so there's our tape, so that we don't get coral on all the other letters that we don't want coral on. There we go. Now, if you guys have never made shimmer spritzer before, I will put the link to that video in here as well. So there's our sentiment. And I want to put that down here on the bottom. Just like that. Because what I'm going to do with the flowers, pull in our scrap piece again, because I don't want ink all over my table. Close up our coral. There we go. And then we're just going to put our beautiful friendship just like this. Oh my gosh, you guys. Love it. All right. I'll bring in the other card that was the inspiration card. This is just a regular fold, just like this. Probably, and I just huffed on this, you guys. Stick that little light purple in the corner there. And this is still damp, it's still drying. So, but here's the card that we just created, and here's the inspiration card. And there you go. I hope that you guys enjoyed today's video. Like I said, the links will be below, no worries. Please be sure to subscribe to my channel and ring the bell so that you don't miss any more beautiful cards like these. And I'll see you in the next video. Have a great day getting crafty, you guys. Bye.